Why does the smallest dog in the room always act like it runs the entire house? Seriously, why is it that a Chihuahua weighing less than a bag of groceries will confidently challenge a dog 10 times its size and somehow mean it? Are Chihuahuas naturally aggressive, or have we completely misunderstood them? Because the truth is, your Chihuahua probably isn't mean, and once you understand why they act this way, everything changes.
Chihuahuas have one of the worst reputations in the dog world. People call them angry, dramatic, jealous, bossy, even evil. You've probably heard it before. Small dog syndrome. That dog is crazy. Typical Chihuahua behavior. But here's the problem. Most people judge Chihuahua behavior without understanding what's actually happening inside that tiny body and brain. And today, we're fixing that. We're going to break down exactly why Chihuahua seems so aggressive, what causes it, what owners accidentally do to make it worse, and most importantly, how to help them become calmer, happier, and way less reactive. Because aggression usually isn't about dominance, it's about fear, and that changes everything. They're tiny in a giant world. Imagine being surrounded by creatures 10 times your size every single day. That's life for a Chihuahua. Humans tower over them. Other dogs can accidentally hurt them without even trying. Even normal household things, vacuum cleaners, kids running, loud footsteps, can feel overwhelming. To us, the world feels normal. To them, it can feel dangerous. And when an animal feels unsafe, it has two choices: run or fight. And since many Chihuahuas are naturally bold, they often choose fight. That barking, that snapping, that dramatic lunging at the neighbor's Labrador, that's often not confidence, it's defense. They're basically saying, back up before I have to make this worse. It's survival, not attitude. And honestly, if you were that small, you'd probably be a little suspicious too.
Owners accidentally create the problem. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Sometimes we create the aggression ourselves without realizing it. Let me explain. When a big dog growls, owners usually correct it immediately. But when a Chihuahua growls, people laugh. It's cute. He thinks he's so tough. She's just being dramatic. And that's where the trouble starts. Because behavior that gets ignored, or worse, rewarded, gets repeated. If your Chihuahua barks at strangers and you immediately pick them up, they learn, perfect, barking works. If they snap at guests and everyone backs away, even better. Now they believe aggression is successful. And from their perspective, they're right. A lot of owners unintentionally turn fear into a habit, not because they're bad owners, because Chihuahua behavior is often dismissed instead of addressed. That tiny warning sign becomes a full personality, and suddenly people say, my Chihuahua is just naturally aggressive. But often, they were trained that way by accident. Overprotection creates insecurity. This one surprises a lot of people. Loving your Chihuahua too much can actually make them more aggressive. Yes, seriously. Constantly carrying them, never letting them walk, protecting them from every dog, every person, every new situation. It feels like love. But to your Chihuahua, it can create insecurity because confidence comes from experience. Dogs build trust by learning, I can handle this. But if they never get that chance, they stay dependent. And dependent dogs are often anxious dogs. Anxious dogs become reactive dogs. This is why some Chihuahuas become extremely possessive of one person. They're not being loyal, they're panicking. They see everyone else as a threat to their safety source, you. That's why they bark when someone hugs you, why they hate visitors, why they act like your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or even your own family is public enemy number one. It's not jealousy, it's insecurity wearing a tiny sweater.
Bad breeding makes it worse. Now, let's talk about something many people don't want to mention: bad breeding. Because yes, genetics matter. Chihuahuas became incredibly popular, and whenever a breed becomes trendy, irresponsible breeding follows. Some breeders focus only on size. Smaller, 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 teacup, micro, pocket-sized. Sounds cute, but often it comes at a cost. Poor breeding can increase anxiety, nervousness, health issues, and unstable temperament. And when you combine fragile health with constant fear, aggression often follows. A dog in pain is more likely to snap. A dog with poor nerves is more likely to overreact. Sometimes the issue isn't training. It starts long before the puppy even comes home. home. That's why understanding your dog's background matters so much, because behavior isn't always just behavior. Sometimes it's biology.
Quick question. Does your Chihuahua bark at absolutely everyone, or are they secretly an angel with only one enemy, the mailman? Let me know in the comments. And if you love learning what your Chihuahua is really thinking, hit like and subscribe, because once you understand them, owning them gets so much easier. And trust me, the next reason might explain your dog perfectly.
They're smarter than people think. Chihuahuas are often treated like accessories, but mentally, they're sharp, very sharp. And smart dogs notice patterns fast. They learn routines, they learn weaknesses, and yes, they learn how to control people. If barking gets attention, they bark. If growling gets space, they growl. If staring dramatically gets chicken from your plate, well, congratulations, you've been trained. A lot of so-called aggression is actually learned strategy, not rage, not hatred. Strategy. Your Chihuahua isn't plotting world domination, probably, but they are incredibly good at reading human behavior. That's why consistency matters so much. If one day barking gets ignored and the next day it gets rewarded, confusion grows. Confused dogs create stronger reactions. Clear boundaries create calmer dogs. Tiny dogs still need real dog rules, not celebrity treatment.
Fear of strangers and socialization gaps. A lot of Chihuahuas miss one critical thing early in life: proper socialization. And no, socialization does not mean meeting lots of dogs. It means learning that the world is safe. Different people, different sounds, different surfaces, different places, different experiences. Without that early exposure, normal life feels suspicious. A hot danger. A man with a deep voice? Danger. A baby crawling across the floor? Absolutely suspicious. And because Chihuahuas are so easy to keep close, many owners unintentionally isolate them. They stay inside more, they get carried more, they experience less, and less experience creates more fear. This is why a well-socialized Chihuahua can be calm, confident, and amazing, while another seems ready to declare war on your Amazon delivery driver. Same breed, different experiences, huge difference. The biggest truth. Aggression is often anxiety. Here's the part most people get wrong. They think aggression means confidence. It usually means the opposite. Most aggressive Chihuahuas are not trying to dominate the world. They're trying to feel safe in it. That bark at the door? Anxiety. That snapping during nail trims? Fear. That growling when someone reaches too fast? Uncertainty. Aggression is often communication. It's your dog saying, "I don't feel okay." And if we punish only the reaction without understanding the reason, we miss the real problem. Imagine being terrified and getting punished for showing it. That doesn't create trust. It creates bigger fear. Better training starts with better interpretation. Ask, what is my dog trying to tell me? Not, how do I stop this instantly? Because when safety improves, behavior improves. Confidence changes everything. Routine helps. Boundaries help. Training helps. Patience helps. And respect helps most of all. Your Chihuahua doesn't need harsher punishment. They need clearer leadership and a safer world. That's the real fix. So, why are Chihuahuas so aggressive? Usually, they're not aggressive by nature. They're small in a big world. They're often overprotected, sometimes unintentionally trained to be reactive, sometimes poorly socialized, sometimes affected by bad breeding. It almost always they're responding to fear, not trying to be villains. The truth is, Chihuahuas are incredibly loyal, intelligent, and emotionally intense dogs. They just need understanding, not stereotypes. Once you stop seeing them as angry little dogs and start seeing them as sensitive dogs trying to feel secure, everything changes. And honestly, that's when they become amazing. So next time your Chihuahua barks like they're defending the kingdom, remember, in their mind, they probably are. Tiny body, massive opinions, and a heart that takes trust very seriously. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more Chihuahua truths, myths, and training tips. And if you want more tips like this, you can join my newsletter. Link in the description. Because the better we understand them, the better we love them. And Chihuahuas, they notice everything.